back into us. Similarly, this entire cosmos is propelled or projected by that Supreme Reality. It is sustained by that Supreme and again gets absorbed in that Supreme. So, Urdhva Moolam Adhashakam. So, therefore, it is indicated that Brahma is above, and from there everything comes down. Adhashakam, it has got various shakhas going down, branches going down. So there is a trunk and lots of branches are going down. This is a very ancient tree, an eternal tree, Avyayam. Avyayam is indestructible tree. It's a very contradictory term is used here. First it is said it is Ashvatha, it is constantly changing. At the same time it is said it is eternal. So it is eternally existing from the beginningless time. There is no beginning to it and there is no end to it. It is eternally existing but constantly changing. Like the river. River exists for a long time but constantly the river changes. You cannot take bath in the same river twice. By the time you take bath and come out and again go, the water has gone. New set of waters have come. Similarly, this world is constantly changing, but at the same time, it is eternally present. So therefore, it is called Avyayam. Chandamsi yasya parnani. There are various leaves on this tree, and these leaves are indicated here as Chandamsi, as the Vedas. See, from the quality of the leaves, we can understand the quality of the tree, the health of the tree, whether the tree is healthy or not. The leaves also helps the tree to suck in all the juice from the ground. So the tree is sustained by the leaves. So similarly, this whole world is sustained by the Vedas. The Vedas talk about the world. The Vedas talk about dharma and adharma. The Vedas talk about the three gunas. The Vedas talk about the various karma and the karma phala. So by this knowledge, the Vedas as though sustain the tree. By following the Vedas, we are as though sustaining that tree. We can go into various worlds also, taking the help of the Vedas. So Vedas are indicated as, Vedas means knowledge. So knowledge helps to keep the tree going. It sustains the tree. Knowledge of the world sustains the world. It's like the dream. What sustains the dream? Seeing the dream itself sustains the dream. As long as you see the dream will continue. When you stop seeing the dream stops. As long as we see this world, understand this world, know this world, the world continues. And that knowledge of the world is given by the Vedas, the books of knowledge. Therefore, the Vedas are indicated here as though they are like the leaves of this tree. So, Chandamsi yasya parnani. Yas tam veda sa vedavita. Bhagavan says, one who knows this tree along with its root, one who comprehends this tree, understands this tree, such a person is Vedavita, is the knower of the Vedas. See, here Bhagavan has briefly described this tree, but more elaborately the description of the tree is given by Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji when he comments on this similar shloka is found in Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad is a very beautiful Upanishad, and many of the shlokas or mantras from the Kathopanishad are there in Bhagavad Gita also. So, as though Bhagavad Gita has got its inspiration from this Kathopanishad. So, in Kathopanishad, there is a mantra talking about this Ashwatha tree. And while describing that mantra, our Shankaracharya ji in detail describes this tree. So he talks about that root and that above as that supreme reality only. And the root is like that Maya Shakti, from where everything is born, everything emerges. What we call that Prakriti. From that Prakriti itself, everything comes into being. But that Prakriti itself is supported by that supreme reality. Again, we have the seed, which is also indicated as ignorance, and that seed sprouts and then gives rise to the entire tree. The trunk is depicted as the various subtle bodies of various creatures. I am describing what Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji has described. So the trunk is indicated as the subtle bodies of various creatures. And the water which we put, or water which is needed for the tree, are the desires of these creatures. So these desires help the tree to grow. And the various objects of perception, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are like the sprouts, the little buds and sprouts on this tree. Then the flowers, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji says, are like the various deeds which we do, like yajna, dana, tapa, etc. And the taste which we get in this, sometimes these flowers are also very fragrant and tasty. They are like the various experience of happiness. And the fruits which are there on the tree, they are like the sustenance of the various jivas. The jivas are sustained by the fruits of this tree. Then there are many nests on the tree. Birds come and they build their nests. These nests are the various lokas, right from Brahmalok or Satyam, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, all these lokas are there, 7 lokas above, 7 lokas below. Means the worlds of experience are like the nests built by the birds. And the most important, these birds are the jiva. They are the living beings, right from Brahmaji onwards to a tiny little ant, they are like the birds. And this, see, if you understand this Ashwatha tree, people tree, it is, bird also plays a very important role. I don't know whether any botany person is here. So bird, I don't know about it, people tree, but I think it is applicable to people tree also. The seed is eaten by the bird and then it is excreted, and that tree, that seed grows to become the tree. Therefore you find this people tree growing sometimes on the rooftop also. All sorts of places you will find people tree growing. You just take the seed and put it, it will not grow. It has to pass through a bird, a living bird. Then only it can grow. Many trees are like that, but this people tree is also same. So that seed goes through the bird. It gives its energy and power to that seed as though. Then it is excreted and it grows to become this tree. And the same bird then builds its nests also. So these nests are the various types of lokas. So this jiva, who is actually different from the tree, but the material which goes to build our body and make our body is derived from the tree. But the jiva, essential nature of the jiva is same as that urdhva, as that supreme reality. So in a very poetic and a very artistic way, Bhagwan is depicting the whole thing, using this metaphor of a tree. So birds, they build their nest so that they can live. Some nests are built up, some are down, and some various ways they build these nests. So urdhva moolam adashakham ashwatham prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya parnani yastam vedasa vedavita. Again, this is called a tree. Another very interesting thing which Bhagwan wants to indicate here, a tree is also called vriksha. Vriksha means that which can be cut. According to the Sanskrit etymology, vriksha means that which can be cut and it falls down. So though this whole world is depicted as a beautiful tree, this world can be cut. And when we cut this world, we come to recognize that Supreme Self. Cutting the world is a sign of vairagya. Cutting means withdrawing our attention from the world. Not actually go and cut the world. But when we, later on Bhagwan will tell, asanga shastrena dhidena chitva, that when we develop vairagya towards this world, then we will come to recognize that root and that supreme, which is from where the entire tree has come into being. But if we don't have the vairagya, our whole attention will be on the branches, on the leaves, on the fruits, on the flowers, on the various other parts of this tree. So this is also a very important point. So Bhagwan begins this chapter by describing this vast cosmos as a huge tree. Our body is also part of this tree, our mind is also part of this tree, intellect is also part of this tree. But I, the self, I, the jiva, the self, is like a bird who is perched on this tree, who builds his nest on this tree, wants his sustenance from this tree, continuously lives in this tree. But when I develop that vairagya and try to find out this root of this tree, then I will come to recognize my own real self. So chandamsi yasya parnani yastam vedasa vedavita. So after describing this tree briefly, Bhagwan gives some more details of this tree in the next verse. Adhaschordhvam prasritastasya shakhaah guna pravruddha vishaya pravalaah adhascha mulanyanu कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः Bhagwan says the shakha, the branches of this tree are going up and down. Some of them are going down, some of them are going up. Adaha cha, adaha means down. Urdhvam, up. Prasrutaha are spread out. Tasya shakha, its branches of this tree. So if you see a tree also, you will find the branches, some branches go straight, horizontal as though, some go up, they turn down. So similarly, here also in this vast cosmic tree, we have branches going up and down. And these up and down going branches are the different life forms. Different life forms, the various yonis we call them. The jivas pass through various yonis. So these various life forms are like the branches. The branches going up are like the deva yoni and all, devatas. Middle human beings and all, and below animal, birds, and sometimes even lower yonis, jada yoni. So they are all propelled by the various gunas. So sattva gun propels one towards the higher life forms, rajogun keeps us in between, and tamogun takes us below. We have seen this in the 14th chapter also. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, and below goes the tamasaha. So adhascha urdhvam prasrutaha tasya shakhaha. So the branches are going up and down. Sometimes we become human beings, sometimes we become animals, sometimes we become plants, sometimes devatas, and all these are propelled by the gunas. If we are more and more encourage and enhance the sattva gun, we get higher yoni. But if we encourage the tamogun and rajogun, we get the lower yonis. So countless life forms are there, and all these are like the various shakhas. So adascha urdhvam cha prasrutaha tasya